Lately, you've probably heard the sentence 100 times. We built this using AI. Every new chatbot, every AI-powered app, every AI summary button seems to run one. Here's something strange. Almost none of the companies selling you AI actually built any AI itself. Behind nearly all of them is one quiet connection doing all the heavy lifting: an AI API. But how does it work? Let's break it down in simple words. No code required. I'm Dovydas from Oxylabs, and today we're diving headfirst into how AI APIs actually work. Stick around, because by the end, you'll realize you've been using these all day without even knowing it. Before we start, let's do a quick refresher on what an API is. API stands for Application Programming Interface. Fancy name, but it has a simple job. It's a mailman that carries messages between two pieces of software so they can talk to each other without either one knowing how the other actually works. You can check out our video about what is an API for more details. There are 6 steps for a normal API call that fetches your data, going back and forth on a loop. And an AI API follows those exact 6 steps, but with one big twist. A normal API hands you information that already exists. Ask a weather app for tomorrow's forecast, and it simply looks up the answer and sends it back. An AI API is a little different. You're not asking for a stored data, you're asking for a data that's not there yet. Every answer is made from scratch, on the spot. If a normal API is ordering a cheeseburger that's been on the menu for years, an AI API is walking into the kitchen and saying, "Make me something new with chicken, garlic, and lemon." Same waiter, completely different kitchen. That's essentially what an AI API call is. So what does one of those calls actually look like? Let's follow a single request. First, your app sends a message to the AI's address. That's an endpoint. Along with it goes an API key, just a proof of who's asking. Then comes the important part, your actual message plus which model should answer it. That request travels to the AI company's servers. The AI model reads your words, writes a brand new answer, and sends it back as a tidy packet of text. Inside, you'll find the answer and one new thing, a little usage report counting something called tokens. That word, token, is where most people get confused, because it means 2 different things. There's the token, the temporary pass, that proves who you are, and then there's this one other AI kind. With LLMs, a token is just a chunk of text, roughly 3/4 of a word. For example, the word hamburger is about 2 tokens. I love APIs is about 4. 1,000 tokens is roughly about 750 words. Now, why should you care about this? Mainly because AI APIs tend to charge you by the token. There are 2 prices. One is for the text you send in, and the higher one for the answers you get back. Output usually costs more than input, because generating new text requires more computation than just processing what you send in. Now, you've heard of these 3 big names: OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google. Here's the quick LLM lineup for popular ones right now. OpenAI runs the GPT models, with its flagship GPT-5 offering the best they have, and older models serving as always-ready free options. Anthropic makes Claude, offering 3 flavors: Haiku, the fast and cheap one, Sonnet, the balanced one, and Opus, the most powerful one of the bunch. And finally, Google has Gemini, known for handling enormous amounts of text at once, often at the lower price. Plus, it's already interlinked with Google's dominant search engine. The key takeaway? They all speak the same basic language. The address may be different, the model name may change, but the request looks almost identical. Learn to call one, and you can call all the others. With all that in mind, a few things about the AI APIs are worth noting if you're already comfortable with the typical APIs. One is that the answers aren't fixed. Ask a weather API the same question 100 times a second in a row, and you'll probably get the same answer. Ask an AI the same question back to back, and you'll get slightly different ones even with the same prompt. The second is that there's a memory limit. called the context window. Feed it too much details or stretch out the conversation too much, and it forgets the beginning real quick. Finally, it's typically much slower. A normal API replies in a blink, but an AI might take in several seconds, which is why you often see the answers appear word by word, like it's being typed. But before you get excited and start experimenting, there's one serious thing to keep in mind. Never share your API key. With AI APIs, it matters even more than usual. A leaked key can rack up thousands of dollars in charges overnight, since malicious bots constantly scan the internet hunting for them. As such, there's a rule to live by. If your key ever leaks, assume it's found within 30 seconds and replace it immediately. So before we wrap up, let's etch into stone the core things we covered. First, a normal API hands you stored data, while an AI API hands you something brand new, so you're paying for completely fresh output. Second, every call sends three things to the model's endpoint: your API key, the model you want, and your message. It comes back as JSON with a little token count attached. Third, you pay by the token, so longer answers will cost more. Fourth, OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google all speak mostly the same language, so learning one teaches you the rest. Fifth, remember the quirks. The answers vary every time. The model can only hold so much at once, and it's slower than a regular API. And whatever you do, guard your API key. So all in all, you might have already used all of this, maybe even today. That support chatbot on a website, an AI API call, the AI summary at the top of the news page you read. Same idea. None of them built their own AI from scratch. They simply knew how to make the call. Next up, we will discuss how AI APIs can help you build your web scraping projects. If you have questions about AI APIs, or you're thinking about integrating one into your own project, drop us a line to support@oxylabs.io or use the live chat on our homepage. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.